Welcome to another deep dive. Today we're going to be exploring the surprisingly impactful contributions of a nation that often gets a little overlooked. We're talking about Portugal.
Right, Portugal.
You might think you know a bit about Portugal, but their story is full of these, aha moments. From their pioneering role in the age of exploration all the way to their modern innovations, Portugal has kind of consistently punched above its weight, for centuries.
It's true. And I think what I find most fascinating is how Portugal's unique position, right, as this small nation with such a global outlook, has really shaped its innovations over time. It's not just about what they've achieved, but it's about how their perspective, how their approach has really influenced the world.
That's interesting.
Yeah.
So let's start with the obvious.
Okay.
Portugal's a small country, right?
Yeah.
But their historical impact, anything BUT small.
Huge. Yeah.
Yeah. It makes you wonder if that very size, the fact that they're smaller, may have been a driving force behind their outward focus.
I think that's a really good point. That need to look beyond their borders. It's key to understanding how they became such innovators. In navigation, in shipbuilding, all of the things that allowed them to kind of come to the forefront, to be leaders in the age of discovery.
Definitely. And of course, everybody knows the story of Vasco da Gama reaching India, all of that.
Right.
But what I found so interesting is some of the lesser known things about that era.
Oh, yeah.
Like take the caravels, for instance. These ships weren't just, boats. They were like technological marvels designed for ocean voyages that, other ships just couldn't handle at that time.
Absolutely. And it wasn't just about the ships themselves, but the knowledge behind them, too. Portugal had this incredible institution, the Navigation School of Sagres. It was entirely dedicated to training explorers.
Wow.
And they developed all of these tools, like improved astrolabes. It was essentially a hub for pushing the boundaries of what was even possible at sea at the time.
That's amazing. A whole school dedicated to exploration.
It's incredible.
It speaks to their commitment to pushing the limits of the known world,
Absolutely. And they didn't just explore. They literally reshaped how we understood the world. In 1502, Portuguese cartographers, they created one of the very first maps to encompass all the known lands. It's mind-blowing.
That's amazing. Just imagine the impact that would have had on how people saw the planet.
Exactly.
It's crazy. But here's the thing that I think is really interesting. Portugal's impact wasn't just limited to ships and maps, you know what I mean?
Right.
They were pioneers in medicine too, driven by their experiences all over the globe.
That's a great point. That vast empire, it really exposed them to such a diverse range of diseases, especially in the tropics. And that led to some really significant advances in tropical medicine that, we're still benefiting from today. It really highlights that connection between exploration and scientific progress.
Yeah.
They go hand in hand.
Yeah, for sure. And fast forward to the 21st century, Portugal achieved this incredible feat. They actually ran the entire country solely on renewable energy for several days.
I remember that.
Back in 2016, it was amazing. Talk about commitment to sustainability.
It's remarkable. It shows their forward-thinking approach to energy. And I think that's a real benchmark, that they've set for reducing our carbon footprint globally. It's like they took that same spirit of exploration from centuries past and applied it to tackling these modern challenges.
That's a really cool way to look at it.
Yeah.
It's fascinating how Portugal has just consistently managed to be ahead of the curve. But there's another part of their legacy that I think we often overlook, and that's the power of their language. After all, language isn't just words, right? It carries culture, it carries stories, ways of thinking.
Absolutely. And the Portuguese language, it's a prime example of that. From this, relatively small nation, it's become the sixth most spoken language in the entire world. You have to think about that vast historical empire, the reach, how that facilitated this incredible exchange of culture on a global scale.
It's mind-blowing.
Oh.
Just thinking about the number of people and the diverse cultures that are connected by a single language.
Yeah.
It's incredible. And speaking of cultural connections, Portugal has produced some pretty remarkable literary figures too, right?
Oh, absolutely. Like Fernando Pessoa, exploring those themes of identity, consciousness, and then Jose Saramago, a Nobel Prize winner, tackling those big social and political issues. Their writing transcends borders. It resonates with people all over the world.
And then, of course, there's Fado music.
Oh, yes.
So deeply ingrained in Portuguese culture. Have you ever had a chance to listen to Fado?
Oh, I love Fado.
It's amazing. It's full of this melancholic emotion, this word, saudade, which is kind of hard to translate, but it's this deep longing, very powerful.
Yeah.
Fado just has this way of touching your soul. you know.
It does.
It's inspired artists globally.
It's a truly unique art form, and it really speaks to the heart of that Portuguese experience.
Absolutely. But, while we're talking about their cultural influence, we can't forget about their modern-day innovations either.
Oh, of course not.
I mean, they haven't stopped pushing the boundaries.
No, they're still going.
Take the Vasco da Gama Bridge, for instance. That's not just a long bridge. It's like a masterpiece of modern engineering.
It's beautiful.
It really is. And then their capital city, Lisbon, has become this, like, buzzing hub for tech startups.
Oh, yeah.
It's attracting entrepreneurs from all over the globe.
It's that blend of history and modernity,
Yeah.
Beautiful historic neighborhoods right beside these cutting-edge startups. It's really dynamic.
I mean, honestly, I'm just blown away by the sheer range of Portuguese inventions throughout history. From the Age of Discovery, with the caravels and the astrolabe, all the way to these modern-day achievements in technology, sustainability. It's incredible.
It is. And it's that willingness to experiment, that relentless curiosity. That's what sets them apart. It's not just about creating groundbreaking things. It's about finding these creative solutions. Whether it's something like developing the first prepaid mobile phone system,
Yeah.
or things like, those electronic toll systems via Verde, just to make life a little simpler.
Yeah, it's amazing how those seemingly small innovations can end up having such a huge impact on our lives. I'm starting to see a pattern here. It's like Portugal has this knack for taking something that exists and making it better, more efficient, more accessible.
They do. And that applies to their contributions to medicine, too. Did you know that Portuguese researchers played a key role in making portable defibrillators more readily available?
Really?
It's a life-saving invention. It's undoubtedly impacted countless lives around the world.
That's amazing. It's really inspiring to see how a nation, regardless of size, can contribute so much to humanity. It makes you wonder what other hidden stories of innovation are out there just waiting to be discovered.
That's the beauty of digging deeper. Portugal's story is a reminder that innovation can come from the most unexpected places, and that even a seemingly small nation can leave a lasting impact. It's about challenging our assumptions and being open to the unexpected.
You're right. This deep dive has already been so eye-opening, and we've only just scratched the surface. There's so much more to explore. Stick with us as we continue our journey into the world of Portuguese innovation. We'll be back with part 2 after a short break.
Welcome back to our exploration of Portuguese innovation.
Yeah, it's really incredible to think about how, a nation that's often perceived as small has had such a disproportionately large impact globally. Their story is just full of surprises.
Oh, it absolutely is. And as we delve deeper into this unique journey of theirs, we keep uncovering these layers of ingenuity. So let's kind of shift our focus now to the sheer diversity of Portuguese inventions across different fields.
Oh, you had me at inventions. I always get excited about those unexpected discoveries, the things that have shaped our lives that we don't even realize.
Exactly. Let's go back to the Age of Discovery for a second. We talked about the caravels, the astrolabe, but their contributions to cartography were equally groundbreaking. They meticulously mapped the world as they explored it, literally reshaping our understanding of geography. And of course, their establishment of those pioneering global sea routes that fundamentally changed the course of history.
Yeah, it's like they were connecting the dots,
Yeah.
literally and figuratively, on a global scale.
Yeah.
It's like they were the pioneers of globalization in a sense.
Exactly. Now, fast forward a few centuries, and we see Portuguese ingenuity flourishing in science and technology. Some inventions, like sunglasses designed to reduce glare, they seem simple, but, they were brilliant.
Practical and stylish.
Indeed. And then there's the more complex and controversial legacy of the lobotomy, a medical procedure actually developed by a Portuguese neurologist. So, it's a reminder that Portuguese innovation has also kind of ventured into these challenging ethical territories.
Yeah. It's fascinating how their inventions span such a wide spectrum, from like the really practical to the profound. What other areas have they kind of left their mark on?
Well, when it comes to engineering and construction, the Vasco da Gama Bridge stands as a modern marvel. It's not just a bridge. It's a symbol of Portugal's ability to really blend seamlessly functionality with striking design.
I've seen pictures. It's breathtaking.
Yeah.
Definitely on my travel bucket list.
And speaking of modern ingenuity, Portugal is a leader in harnessing the power of the ocean. They're pioneers in wave power, a renewable energy source with immense potential. And they've also developed these innovative portable solar chargers like the Olho, making sustainable energy more accessible.
That's really cool. Is that like they're constantly looking for ways to not only innovate, but also make those innovations like practical and applicable to like everyday life.
Absolutely. And remember Via Verde, that electronic toll system we talked about?
Yeah.
Another example of Portuguese ingenuity just simplifying our lives.
Yeah. No more fumbling for change.
Yeah.
Game changer.
And let's not forget that they were the first to introduce prepaid mobile phones.
Wow.
I mean, a concept that has revolutionized communication worldwide. It's remarkable how many things we take for granted today really have their roots in Portuguese innovation.
You're right. It really puts into perspective how much they've contributed to shaping our modern world.
Yeah.
What I find impressive is their ability to innovate across, such a diverse range of fields.
Oh, absolutely. From the technological to the cultural, their creative spirit just shines through. Take the Portuguese guitar, for example. Its unique sound, such an integral part of their traditional Fado music. And then there are the azulejos, those beautiful, intricate ceramic tiles, synonymous with Portuguese architecture. They've really elevated tile work to an art form.
Oh yeah, I've seen pictures of those tiles. They're stunning. They have a real sense of artistry and craftsmanship to them.
And their modern-day innovations continue to push boundaries. They're doing groundbreaking work in algae agriculture,
Algae agriculture.
exploring its potential for developing sustainable food and fuel sources.
Wow. That's something I've never heard of before. It
Yes.
sounds incredibly innovative.
They're also at the forefront of desalination technology, developing cutting-edge methods to, turn salt water into drinking water. And this is a crucial innovation in a world that's facing increasing water scarcity.
Yeah. It's really inspiring to see how they're like tackling some of the biggest challenges facing humanity with such creativity and ingenuity.
Their approach is a testament to their resourcefulness, their deep respect for their heritage, and their unwavering commitment to progress. It's a powerful combination that has fueled their success for centuries.
I'm beginning to really understand what makes Portugal so special. It's not just about the individual inventions, it's about their whole approach to problem solving, their willingness to embrace these new ideas, and their remarkable ability to adapt and evolve over time.
You've hit the nail on the head. Portugal's story is a testament to the power of curiosity, determination, and a global perspective. They never shy away from a challenge, and they never cease to amaze with their innovative spirit.
This deep dive has been truly enlightening. I mean, my perception of Portugal has completely transformed. It's a country brimming with creativity and innovation, and it deserves far more recognition for its contributions to the world.
I couldn't agree more. And I think the most important takeaway is that even nations often perceived as small can have such a profound impact on the global stage. Portugal's history is a powerful reminder that innovation can come from anywhere and that we should always be open to unexpected sources of inspiration.
Well, I'm eager to hear what else we uncover as we continue our exploration of Portuguese innovation. There's still so much more to discover.
Yeah.
We've journeyed through like centuries of Portuguese innovation, from their groundbreaking voyages of discovery to their modern-day technological advancements. It's been a fascinating exploration.
Really has.
Yeah. And as we kind of wrap up our deep dive here, I'm curious, is there anything else about Portugal that might surprise our listeners? Any hidden gems that we haven't uncovered yet?
Well, we've talked about their tangible inventions and their cultural contributions, but there's this other facet of their impact that I think deserves a little bit more recognition, and that's their commitment to, human rights and global diplomacy.
Oh, interesting. Tell me more.
Think back to the age of exploration. While many other European nations were engaged in the slave trade, Portugal took this bold step. They abolished slavery within their territory.
Wow.
It was a really progressive move for its time.
Yeah.
And, it set a precedent for ethical conduct on the world stage.
That's a really powerful example of how they challenged the norms of their era and took a stand for what they believed in.
And that commitment to social justice continues today. Portugal has been a vocal advocate for human rights on a global scale, actively participating in those international discussions, whether it's climate change, workers' rights, access to education. They don't shy away from using their platform to try and promote positive change.
It's inspiring to see a nation that has consistently championed progress and stood up for for what it believes in historically and in the present.
Their history of exploration seems to have instilled in them this really strong sense of global responsibility. They understand that we're all interconnected, that progress, it really requires collective action.
It's a powerful message for all of us. So as we conclude our deep dive into this world of Portuguese innovation, what's the key takeaway for our listeners? What can we learn from Portugal's remarkable journey?
I think, Portugal's story, it serves as this powerful reminder that innovation can come from anywhere, regardless of size or perceived limitations. It's about fostering a culture of curiosity, embracing challenges, and never being afraid to push those boundaries.
Absolutely. Their legacy is a testament to the power of human ingenuity and the impact that even a nation that's thought of as small can have on the world. It's been an incredible journey exploring their story.
It really has, and I hope it inspires our listeners to look beyond the obvious, to seek out those hidden stories of innovation all around us. Whose stories are we overlooking? What can we learn from those who dare to challenge the status quo and strive to make the world a better place? Portugal's story shows us that even the smallest among us can make a world of difference.
That's a great note to end on. And to our listeners, thank you for joining us on this deep dive into the world of Portuguese innovation. Until next time, keep exploring and keep those aha moments coming.